I'm very excited to share with you some of my travels and adventure. And for this session, I'm going to focus more on how conscious traveling has helped me discover or rediscover myself and taught me lessons on love and life. So, what is conscious traveling? It's where empathy meets exploration. So there's always a need to be part of a larger story, really. So there's a lot of research that comes in when you're doing conscious traveling because you have a purpose on why you travel or why you want to visit the destination. One of the important questions that I ask myself is, what is my why? Why do I want to travel, or why do I want to visit the place? Because I think this is very much important. If you know exactly what you want to see in the place, or if you've done your research or you're inspired by something in that certain destination, then it becomes your reason for visiting, and your itinerary sort of revolves around it. And from that, it's also important, how to answer the question, how do you want to travel? So how this question also relates to much of, who you are or who you think you are, what limitations you set for yourself, what you want to experience, and then how at the end of your trip, you can get to ask yourself, how did the experience define you? So there's a lot of reflection that happens as part of conscious traveling. So I know some of you also ask about solo travel. In almost all of my travels, I do get lost because I'm very bad with directions. I do give time for getting lost. Most of the time, it's a good experience. So I wanted to show this to you because these are the things that I didn't plan on doing, but because I was traveling and I was talking to a lot of people, and I was very much interested in their stories, it kind of led me from one thing to another. And I think that's the beauty of the whole solo traveling. Yes, and of course, as I mentioned a while ago, I'm also into surfing. Try new things and discover new things, because then you would know what you really want to do, or what you're really interested at. And the more that you do it, the more that you discover who you are and what you can do. And an experience that I won't forget ever, I went to Vatican to confess and cry to a priest, and those are the type of rich experiences that you get when you travel. This one, every time I travel, I'm also always reminded that I am a very small speck in a big, beautiful world. And this was a 45-minute hike in Laos. I wanted to, I want whatever travel tips I have, I wanted to share it through the stories that I experienced while traveling. And of course, along the way, you get your heart broken if you're open to it as well. So this was a poem I wrote while I was traveling to Rome, Heartbroken, and it was inspired by my visit to the Colosseum. So that's it, and I wanted to end, whenever we travel, or in any travel, the saddest part is not actually when it's time to go, but in the few hours or days before you do. So traveling teaches us to live in moments, to appreciate what is. It reminds us that there's always a time for everything, including letting go.